Hello everyone, welcome to Million Lights. For those who are watching me for the first time, my name is Shalini. I'm a soft skill trainer and the topic that we'll be covering up today is how to answer important interview questions. It's important to be prepared to respond effectively to the interview questions that employers typically ask at job. Since these questions are so common, hiring managers will expect you to be able to answer them smoothly without any hesitation. Your responses will be stronger if you prepare in advance, know what to expect during the interview, and have a sense of what you want to play during your interview. Let's review the top interview question you're almost likely to be asked at a job interview. What is your greatest strength? This is one of the questions that employers almost always ask. When you are asked about your greatest strengths, it's important to discuss the attributes that will qualify you for the specific job and set you apart from other candidates. How to answer interview question about your greatest strength. How should you answer the question? The best way to respond is to describe the skills and experience that you have in which directly correlates with the job you're applying for. Be prepared to answer by making list of qualifications mentioned in the job posting. Then make a list of your skills that matches those listed. This list can include education training, soft skill, hard skills, work experience. Narrow your list skills, 5 particularly strong skills. Next to each skill is an example of how to use that strength in the past. This will prepare you for when the employer asks you to elaborate a particular strength. When you answer, you will be sharing strengths that match the qualification the company is seeking. Also, incorporate these power words that help make a good impression into your responses. The closer a match you are, the more likely you will be able to get a job offer. So remember, when the question arises, what is your greatest strength? Things that you have to keep in mind are the attributes that we just talked about, skills and experience, and make the list of skills that match the listed. The next common question asked during the interview is, what is your greatest weakness? What is your greatest weakness? Another typical question interviewers will ask is about your weakness. Do your best to frame your answers around positive aspects of your skills and abilities as an employee. Even though the question is about weaknesses, your answer should always be framed around positive aspects of your skills and abilities as an employee. Do discuss non-essential skills. One approach to answering this question is to analyze the key skills and strengths required for the position you are interviewing for and then come up with an honest shortcoming which is not essential for success in that job. For example, if you're applying for a nursing job, you might share that you have a particular adept at conducting group presentations. In this case, it will be critical to underscore your strength in one-to-one communication with patients while providing an example of your difficulty with presentations to large groups. Mention skills you have improved. Another option is to discuss skills that you have improved upon during your previous job. So you are showing the interviewer that you can make improvements when necessary. You can sketch for the employers your initial level of functioning, discuss the steps you have taken to improve this area, and then reference your current improved level of skills. So remember, when the question comes, what is your greatest weakness? Remember what you have to do. Positive aspects of your skills that we just talked about it. Discuss non-essential skills also. Do not miss them. And then mention skills you have improved. Another important question that you should always be prepared for is, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. Here's how to answer a question about without giving out too much or too little personal information. Try starting out sharing some personal interests which don't relate directly to your work. Examples might include your hobby, which you are passionate about, like quilting, astronomy, chess, singing, golf, tennis, anything. Then transition to professional from personal. After sharing a few interesting personal aspects of your background, you can transition to your sharing some key professional skills that would help you to add value if you were hired to take the job. Consider using phrases like, in addition to those interests and passions, my professional life is a huge part of who I am. So I would like to talk a bit about some of the strengths which I would bring to this job. Share your expertise. Be ready to share 3 or 4 of your personal qualities, skills, and areas of expertise which would help you to excel in the job for which you are interviewing. Make a list of your strengths before you get into the interview so you know what you will share. Look at the job description and match it with your skills. Then share the top few skills which make you an ideal candidate for the job. So make it sure you are all prepared when you're asked for a question, tell me about yourself. Have in mind sharing some personal interests that we just talked about, and then transition to professional from personal interest. Make it sure you share your expertise. Another common question that is usually asked during an interview is, why should we hire you? Are you the best candidate for the job? Be prepared to say why. Make your response a concise sales pitch that explains what you have to offer the employer and why you should get the job. When you're getting ready for the interview, take a moment to review the job description. Make a list of requirements for the position, including the personality traits, skills, and qualifications. Then make a list of qualities you have that fit the requirements. Keep it concise. You want to answer to the brief, no more than a minute or 2 long. Therefore, select one of the 2 specific qualities from the list you created to emphasize on your sales pitch. Begin by explaining what you believe the employer is looking for and how you fulfill that need. The interviewer wants to know how you stand out among the other applicants. Therefore, focus on 1 or 2 qualities you possess that are different from what other interviewers might offer or more difficult to find in candidates generally. Let me give you an example here. You have explained that you are looking for a sales executive who is able to be effectively manage over a dozen of employees. In my 15 years of experience as the sales manager, I have developed strong motivational and team building skills. I was twice awarded a Manager of the Year with my innovative strategies of motivating employees to meet and surpass quarterly deadlines. If hired, I will bring the leadership abilities and strategies for achieving a profit gain to this position. So that was a good example for you. Now, have it in mind. So when you're asked for why should we hire you, make it sure you answer, keep it concise. That means you have to keep it short. It should not be too much of details in it. Secondly, you want your answer to be brief, no more than a minute or 2 long. And I think the example that I have given you would have helped you down with it. Another most frequent question asked, what are your salary expectations? What are you looking for in terms of salary? It seems like a very simple question, but your answer can knock you out to contend for the job if you are overpriced yourself. Here's the best way to answer a question about the salary. If you are in an interview, you could try to skirt around a question with a broad answer such as, my salary expectations are in line with my experience and qualifications, or in this is the right job for me. I am sure we can come to an agreement on salary. But the recruiter or the interviewer will likely be looking for a number. So come prepared with the target salary figure or at least a range in your mind. There are many websites that offer salary averages and estimates. Sites like salary.com, payscale.com, and indeed.com all offer comparable data. But if you have time to look at more than one source, you may be better perspective of the range. So keep in mind next time, be prepared for a question, what is your salary expectation? Things to remember, You think it's a simple question, but yes, be prepared. Do not overprice yourself. And the sites like salary.com, Indeed.com, and payscale.com would definitely be a great help to you. Another question that is always asked is, why are you leaving or have left your previous job? Let's see here. When asked about why you are moving on, stick with the facts, be direct, and focus your interview answer on the future, especially if your leaving wasn't under the best circumstances. Let's see a few examples here and let me help you out. For example, there isn't a room for growth with my current employer and I'm ready to move on to a new challenge. Or you can say, I'm looking for a bigger challenge to grow my career and didn't feel like I could give equal attention both to my job search and to my full-time work responsibilities. It didn't seem ethical to slack off from my former job in order to conduct my job search, so I left the company. On another hand, you can also say, I was laid off from the last position when our department was eliminated due to corporate restrictions. It's only when you are being laid off. Or also, I'm relocated to this area due to family circumstances and left my previous position in order to make the move. Regardless of why you left, don't speak badly about your previous employer. So, make it sure when you are asked the question, why are you leaving or have left your previous job, you should stick to the facts, be very direct, and focus your interview answer on the future. Last but not the least, the another question that you should be prepared for is, what are your goals for the future? This question is designed to find out if you're going to stick around or move on as soon as you find a better opportunity. Keep your answer focused on the job and the company you are interviewing with. The best way to respond to the interview question is, what are your goals for the future, or where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is to focus on the position and the company you're interviewing with. Another reason why it's important to do your research before you arrive for a job interview. Knowing what the company wants will help you emphasize your ability to solve their problems. Similarly, don't discuss your personal goals outside of work, such as having a family. So make it sure next time you are asked for a question, what are your goals for the future? Be sure you're prepared to answer. Make it sure your answer focused on the job you're applying for. And don't discuss your personal goals outside of work. While I don't recommend having a canned response for every interview question, I do recommend spending some time getting comfortable with what you might be asked, what hiring managers are really looking for you, responses, and make it take to a show that you are right man or a woman for the job. That's all for today. Hope you have enjoyed the show. In the next show, we will cover a new exciting soft skills topic. For more such interesting sessions, please log on to our website, millionlights.org. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by the name of Million Lights. And you can see more videos like this by subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you want information about online course, then you can give us a missed call on 022-3077-8274. So, goodbye and keep watching Million Lights. See you soon. Thank you.